I haven't been here very long, but I have already seen some incredibly strange things. I've been haunted by a Christmas spirit punishing misbehavior. I've seen mythical elves leaving presents under a tree. I've had ghosts and alien sightings and who knows what else. But the strangest thing I've seen so far is blinking and having the seasons change on me. Seriously, I have seen things that would turn you white, but apparently the world sees it the opposite way. What happened to the snow? It just evaporated around me. Well, anyways, hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Voices of the Void. It seems the Christmas event has ended, which hopefully at the very least means that Krampus has finally drunk himself to sleep. And I'm going to be checking the options to see if I can re-enable it, because I really thought the snow was a big part of this season's character. But those who are new can at least get a glimpse of what it looks like a lot of the time. Doesn't the darkness fall so much darker when there's no white to reflect off of? However, there is something I want to take this opportunity to explore while we're at it, and it's something that I've been wanting to do this entire time, but the conditions simply did not permit. Now that the waters are finally waters again, we can have a look in a direction I've been eyeing since the start. If we come over here, you'll see that's not the Loch Ness Monster, but in fact an overturned log in the water. Some of you know where this is going. Do I have the shovel on me? I do. Well, I really need to eat something as well. I'm telling you, prices may have increased, but food has gotten so much better. Alright, let's crawl in here. And whoop. Thankfully there's a little air pocket to enable us to gain some time here. And let's start digging in this little pocket of sand. There it is. My grail. Oh, for those of you just joining, I cannot wait to show you this thing, because this is one of my proudest things in my career. And let's position ourselves by the shore so we can actually see this thing. How cool is that? Honestly, I lost my mind when I first found out about this. The Librarian's Secret Award plushie. How cool is that? It actually works too, but we won't be able to light it until we have, well, a lighter. While I'm here, I am also going to grab some of this sugar cane. There's the midnight drone. And unfortunately, I'm full up on these things. I need as much sugar cane as possible because we need to start exploring alternate sources of income. Honestly, the jobs just aren't cutting it. And even though a lot of the big expenses are out of the way, I would still like more without dumping too much into mining. So we really want to start working on our moonshining operation. I want to see if it's viable. And we can start by ordering a jar. Ooh. Okay, that could still have been a pine cone, but... Actually, wait, no, there's no trees over it. They don't only spawn where there's trees, right? I'm thinking about that one we saw last time that was standing straight up perfectly in the middle of the bridge in front of base. Okay. Well, hopefully in the morning some more snow will have fallen. If not, we'll just make do. Hey, at least those failed attempts at snowmen will be gone, right? I'm trying to think like a protagonist in a horror story. It's probably not good if they hear me call them that, right? Once more, we're going to start leaving the ATV outside so that it can absorb those sweet, sweet rays. Unfortunately, the tree is gone as well, and all that free food. Which means we're going to have to start paying for it ourselves. No matter how many times it happens, I'm never ready for it, and this one just looked like a little bit different. Maybe because it's like clipping into the chair. Darwin, you invited a buddy over. I did not tell you you could do that. Oh my god. Well, hey, we're down to normal ambient lighting now, and you guys can just kind of chill. I think in the previous season, this one disappeared on its own upon a reload. Meantime, I guess I'll just have to chuck those bones into the corner where they belong. Now we have our new daily task. We've got a good number of things bought. Our infrastructure is really in. The job is easy to do. We've got a lot of tools. Now it's just a matter of making sure it all falls into place and we maintain it. But I think the hardest stuff is behind us. Let's just put you right beside these guys for atmosphere. Make sure this plastic trash is out of the way. We've got to focus more on some cleaning. Now when we turn around, the place is entirely dark. We can't even see those eyes that are on the back of our head now. Thought I forgot about you, huh? Oh, look at that. The drive box has gone down in price and changed model. That's kind of interesting. We are on a new version again, and as expensive as they are, more than double the price of medium cameras. I really only do care for the good cameras, and I want to buy our first. Meanwhile, we're also going to look into upgrades, and we really wanted more server stability. I actually want more transformer stability. It's a lot to spend right now, but I think it's going to help us out in the long run. We don't need to do too much. They don't go down that quickly. But I think it's worth spending all our points now to have easiness later. Meantime, as we make our job easier, well, things get easier. We'll just always have more points on hand because we're sending out more, we're getting more good boy points. I'm going to invest a lot more in the job this time around rather than my get-rich-quick schemes. Well, I'm going to invest in different get-rich-quick schemes. Actually, we need a jar. Huh? The power's gone out. But why? I've been to everything recently. Oh. Hang on. Little boy, what day is it? Why, it's snowing, sir. That's not what I asked. I asked what day it is, but more to the point, that's actually why I asked. It's snowing. So we have resolved that. Just in time for me to get my candle. How convenient. But also, why is the power gone out? Hang on, wait. Actually, I can check from right here. Yeah, it looks like one of the transformers have gone out, but how? Again, I have just been to all of them. Alright, well, it looks like we're not gonna be able to give the ATV time to refuel. Thankfully, the door is open when there's no power rather than shutting. Which of you is it? That's the question. I have been on top of these things. How is this the case? It's gonna be 2, isn't it? I literally don't know how this is even possible, considering right at the end of the last session, I did a world tour where I hit all 3 of these things. I didn't really have much else to do, considering I was hitting so many of those down towers. I should have gotten this one literally within the last 1 to 2 days. There it is for some reason. And every time this happens, I'm convinced that something is screwing with me. Okay, we're gonna take the last of this gas, so it's not just like a tease anymore. There we go. And the rest will charge throughout the day. We can take this as well. There you go. That at least gives us a head start. By the way, guys, if you're playing this version and you want to get your snow back, the way you do that is to go into the keybinds in the options, and if you scroll all the way down, there's a setting for enabling the experimental snow mode. So you bind that to a key, and you can have it on or off at your leisure. Can't turn any of this on until... Somehow the vending machines still work. But let's go. Wait. There we are. And I just heard doors closing upstairs, which means power is restored. Alright, excellent. I never like venturing down into Four-Eyed Jack's lair. Okay, we've got to get all this stuff turned back on. It's like arriving home at night. It's a mission to restore the comfy from the darkness. There we go. Oh, but wait, I'm actually forgetting the biggest tragedy of losing power. This thing hasn't been generating income. At this stage, before we start adding coolers, which all costs money and GPUs are expensive, it's really gonna be slow going, but hey, it's free at this stage. It just sits in the corner and generates wealth. We need to be more active. What is that? Well, you're almost finished downloading. We should have a look at what spaces we need to hit today. Hang on. Quebec, Charlie, and Lima, all of that is fairly close, so I'm not actually too concerned about sleeping in, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Have you ever had those days where it's really chilly, you've got nothing to do, it's bright and sunny, but there's snow on the ground, and there's just something about looking out and seeing that makes me feel productive. And so today, one way or another, I'm going to get a lot of cleaning done. We can wait for things to come to us, but these early stages, it's where we make our bed. And we want to make sure that our bed doesn't have bugs in it. Okay, you're done, and I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say, ever since you took off on me before I could get a picture. So we're gonna put you in there. There we go. I want to start being able to keep drives in reserve. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go order a jar. I said a jar, a clean jar, because I want to find out exactly how much a jar of this moonshine is worth so I can kind of determine the economics of this operation. Meanwhile, like setting up Christmas lights, we need to head up onto the roof because there was a suggestion that you guys gave, and it's something I really agree with, which is that I always have coverage looking out the window. I can see what's going on here, but I've never really had coverage out the back. I had no idea what's going on this side of the base, and so generally you want to be high up and facing the right direction. If I can get a camera, no, that's the digital camera. If I can get a camera back here, God, these things look so good now. Maybe we can, yep, there we go, and activate. And now we can see anything that's crossing the bridge, anything that's in the sky over here. It is important to be able to watch those skies. Hey, a burger! Ow. Well, I could definitely use one. And it's part of the achievement. Look at that roach just kind of wallowing in filth there. Oh, it's because of that MRE, isn't it? Oh well. Yep. Didn't lose my glasses. I'm just walking around and shoveling all this stuff away wherever I can. I've never really cleaned the entire base, and I'm gonna try and do it in this series. The thing is, I'm gonna be doing it largely unassisted. Now, those who have watched the previous seasons know that at a certain point, there's a certain set of things you can get that make doing your duties and slacking off a lot easier. But that's gonna be a lot harder this time because they completely changed the way that works. So we're gonna be on our own for a lot of this. Actually, if anything, it's good because we're gonna have to learn to be self-sufficient. I hear something. And some of you have told me that the game isn't actually paused when pausing this way. In fact, something's probably afoot. Hang on. Let's get inside. Lock down. The upstairs door is still open. We're gonna check that radar. Dr. Kell, he's got that spider sense. He just knows there's a few things out there. And that fog is quickly setting in. Hang on. Let's have a look. This is not the best thing to be watching when I'm about to check my cameras. And now we'll see the back door is open. It's much higher quality. It sees in color. But it's still not, well, it's still not exactly HD by any means. In fact, it seems like it may have even been downgraded from the previous version. It's really messed up when looking and moving around. Huh. Of course, this dense fog sets in right as I'm trying to see. You're actually done, so why don't you provide us with some entertainment? I can't make out what they're trying to say, but we did get readable text from that. Only word I can make out is hero and a question mark. Alright, oh, that's one. We do actually need to start focusing on our job today. I know it's only 1 o'clock and I slept in, but I want to make sure. We might actually have to go out there. The good thing about sleeping in is that it gives the ATV time to charge, which saves on fuel. Huh. That fog has gone in a big hurry. That's good. That'll keep the sightlines open. You're full. That is awesome. Let's go. This also means we'll save a lot of time because we can start driving a lot faster. We can use the turbo a lot more often. And between this and all the bugs that have been fixed, yeah, we are having a much easier time than we were in the first couple of parts. We were Bear Grylls-ing it in our own base. But hopefully that means we have more time to explore other opportunities, both financial and in terms of clout chasing. If we get to talk to some aliens, we are going to be both rich and happy. These things just keep making weird and exciting sounds. I'm also going to try something for the first time because it's about time I did. First of all, I'm going to look out to see what the radar was picking up. But of course I can't see much, and if it was at ground level I wouldn't. But I'm also going to try pressing F6, and that saved as backup. So hopefully that'll be a thing. Now I already keep my own backups, but I only do that like per session. So that can kind of... I really like that because it allows us to experiment a bit more, where, like before, I feel like you wouldn't engage with certain mechanics because you were afraid of screwing up your one and only save. We're returning from all that with 96.4% fuel. I love this. We are now a machine that turns signals into process signals. And we even hit golf along the way. Come on. Now, how is everything going here? We are going to have to probably buy more drives soon. Oh, there's our jar. It doesn't really seem to have a model. You are finished. Yeah, we are actually going to have to start skedaddling on these signals. So there you are. We may put some more points now into the processing speed, because that's always a bottleneck at the end of the day. There's actually a lot more of these down than I previously thought, so that's probably why the processing is so slow. So hopefully doing these will buy us some time. There we go, and that should be all of you guys up again. I swear stuff goes down when you upgrade server stability. How is this looking? There's still stuff out there. Actually, it's right over by Oscar. I kind of feel like going out there. Seems irresponsible to abandon my duties at this moment, but hey, it is all waiting right now, right? Before I go, let's go ahead and jar this up. There's still a little bit left, although that may end up just having to go to waste. I want to open... Oh, that's... Oh, this works... No, these are the dry boxes now, not the item boxes. I don't have any item boxes. I guess I just assumed that nothing could happen to my precious dry boxes. Alright, well, I guess this makes a lot more sense than a literal cardboard box. We don't even understand how the lid is staying on, is flying across the terrain. Although we've still yet to see an explanation for how the papers stick, but I guess we'll see that as we go. Anyway, what we're looking for is out here someplace. Whoa! Okay, if you don't make a clanking noise, I feel like you don't get to take damage. Chasing these things down is never fruitful. here by these guys, maybe? Oh, we're not gonna make this. Mountain goat can do actually quite a lot when you apply some elbow grease. Never understood what elbow grease means. Anyway, we're here. I remember when I was a very small child, I was watching this show Franklin about the turtle, and there's this character, this is where I learned the phrase from, who says, like, okay, you can be handy, like, you just need some elbow grease. And I was like, okay, and he was a fox, right? So his elbows were black, and I thought that was elbow grease. I don't know why I'm telling you this, I'm just filling time. But I don't see any anomalous contacts, not anywhere. Actually, it would be further down that way. I'm even looking to see if I see someone standing on top of these towers. I'm not seeing very much. And every time I go out, I think it's a ploy. Like, anytime I arrive at a location and find nothing, I think, oh, so it's back home? Came as quick as I could. You are, oh my god, you're like hardly anywhere. This is really not fast enough. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to put more points into you. I'm gonna finish eating the rest of this here. Drive. Oh, wow, that thing is still feeding me. That's unbelievable. Yeah, this is taking entirely too long to process, which is weird because it's already at 12% after I just did it like a second ago. But we definitely need more. I need as much of this stuff in here as possible. In fact, it may even be worth it to send what's done out first, just so that I can just spam points into processing speed. Okay, there's our item box. So what are the costs associated with this? Well, eventually, if this works, we're going to want to buy more buckets so we can do a bunch of these at a time. But there's also the matter of 10 for this, and what did we figure out? It was like 60 for the materials. So if we put in a single jar, right? And then we call in this guy. All of this, I'm losing money on this, I realize. This is just, you're still returning to base. This is just to find out what one jar is worth, and nothing more. There's other things I could throw in there to make more money from this, but I need to know the value. Radar still shows something up there, but I don't know what to tell you. I was where that is, and I saw nothing. Actually, we're seeing a lot of contacts at base itself now, too, so that's always fun. Okay, you're finally done. So we want to start processing the other one immediately, and hopefully you'll be a bit faster. But you shouldn't be. You're gonna take that, and then we'll start you. There might not be anything we can do to succeed at this job tonight. Some people just had a nostalgia attack. Space noises, I like them. 39. We got 1 point. Okay, so all that to learn that moonshining is not the slightest bit worth it. We can make our own alcohol, but there's no point. Oh, hey, it turns out we actually only need 2. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm glad it is. Alright, that means that... we need more batteries. That means that we can send this out now, and in fact we should. There we go. So we open you. Seems like it works basically the same as before, it's just an improved model, okay? So you guys go in there. We tear out you. Sorry, you can't see anything. And that should be all we need. Goodbye. And there should be plenty of time. It's about 8 o'clock now. Wow, we have been worn out over the course of this day. Look at our tiredness. That's a lot of things. That's a whole... Hang on, wait. That's actually the perfect place for our camera. Oh. Look. Okay, well, look, this is our chance. We blew it with the ships. But this is our chance right now, right? We gotta get to the roof. Let's go. Make sure camera is in hand. I forgot to turn on these lights. Drone, are you seeing this? Like, Drone, are you actually seeing this right now? Hang on. Here's the annoying thing about batteries. Let's turn on our porch light. There they are, hang on. Forget batteries. We have all we need right here. Come on. What is that sound? What is happening now? They're all going that way. I just saw some of them go into the ground. Hang on. What? Oh! Ow! Where's that camera? They're right there. Oh, we're gonna get so motion blurred. Nobody can dispute this! What happens if I touch you? I don't know if I was ever intended to touch you. They're like Mace Windu Christmas lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, but there were definitely more than that. The rest, I guess, are still... Yep, I can see them through the trees. Look at that, they cast a glow over the ground? It's like these things just drift through reality, like matter doesn't matter to them. Well, beyond your merry ways, space travelers. At least that's what I assume you are. Meanwhile, we've got to put these things on the table. I don't know if you can recycle batteries or not. Will we be able to watch them from the window? It's kind of dirty, but look at them go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. It's like they came down to graze. Maybe it's something about the snow. Maybe this is how they get water, and then they just fly back up into space. The hash codes are not complete. What do you mean the hash codes aren't complete? I gave them to you. Yeah, there might have been a typo in Charlie, so that's really dumb. Alright, I'm sending out another drive box with just the final thing on it. So hopefully there's enough time for that to get back. I really hope there's enough time for that to get back. It might just make it. I've also gone back and reloaded because I had to go see what the answer was on the backup, so that already paid off. And I've gone and added the stuff we had on the TV in the previous seasons as well, because that was missing. But now we're just waiting for more signals. Somewhat annoyingly, we do have to reactivate the snow each time. But come on, 28 minutes. 28 minutes or our job doesn't count as done. They won't allow it. It simply won't matter to them anymore. Come on. That thing flies so fast. There we go. Package received. 0 points. But we get all that. Sucks. This data sucks. Cannot gather anything from it. I hope your dishes are fine, though. We can't send another technician to your place. I've never seen them be this passive-aggressive to me before. That is hilarious. Oh, and one of you said we should try clicking on their profile pictures. What is this? I don't think the game wants us doing that at all, so we're gonna refrain. Are those coordinates? No, they're just absolutely insane times, apparently. What kind of bug is that, and what even causes it? One of life's great mysteries, and one it's not my job to solve. I've got other mysteries it's not my job to solve that I'm going to be solving. Oh hey, there's our midnight task. Golf Hotel Victor. Once again, we're keeping it fairly close, but Victor is a little bit of a hike. I just want to make sure that our drives are going early. Why are we waking up? Why are we... Oh, come on. You know, some of you guys complained that I don't sleep long enough, and the answer is you're not doing your job efficiently if you don't routinely wake up to make sure things are going, because otherwise you're just sitting there with a finished task going and nothing queued up behind it. And sometimes you simply don't have a choice. In the vents? Hang on. I don't know if that's the vents or the window. It didn't sound like the window. It sounded like metal. Hello? Just an army of roaches. Hang on, I might be able to do something about that. Oh, come on. There we go, now we're... Oh god, look, they're swarming! They're trying to attack me! And the corpses are getting in the way, because they count as objects rather than just something to be eaten. Well, look, the population is controlled for now, right? Yeah, you guys deal with that. It's Joe's apartment up in here. Meanwhile, that was extremely disturbing. This doesn't go anywhere, just to the front. Although, I don't think that cover is going to fall down. What about this one? Or that one, for that matter. Yep. No, I don't think we can push this one down. Not budging. There used to be a scripted event where that one would fall off. There used to be a way to get that one open. In fact, I think it opened fairly easily as recently as last season. But I guess we're not into that right now. We've already lost, like, all the gains we made with sleep. But at least we can get this one processing. We don't have any drives. Oh, hey, this is still here. Poo. What does one do with poo? Here, figure out what to do with this. We actually do need a lot faster processing and a lot faster download, which is going to get rid of a lot of what we had. But once again, I do feel it's pretty necessary. This time we're also going to sleep in, but I'll sleep a little bit easier, knowing that all three drives are pretty much ready. Like, one of them is almost done processing, the final one is downloading. So it's not really going to hurt us too much. And something else is happening. Great. Well, at least this time we've slept. Problem is, I don't know just who's knocking around now. Every once in a while, I swear, Four-Eyed Jack whispers in my ear while I sleep. Four-Eyed Jack is wise. I don't get the impression he's the dangerous one. I get the impression He's seen more than I have, and he knows what's up here. We have an unknown signal, and no drives to get them with. Which means that we're gonna have to order some right now. We actually need... Yeah, that's me right now. In extreme terror at nothing in particular. We're also, since we actually don't have a lot of points, I was going to say that we could stand to get a drive rack, but that'll be the next thing. I always try to make sure to have a big stockpile so that I don't have to worry about it when the time comes. Meanwhile, let's listen to you. Radar is just popping today. No wonder I can't sleep. Okay, well, as punishment for being mean the last couple of days, our higher-ups get to listen to that. Full HD, guys. Meanwhile, this is done, but nothing we can do about it for the time being. As soon as those drives come in, I'm going out. Wait, whatever that is down there, it is booking it. And on the off chance that we can see something in the sky... Of course, not really. Oh, but we haven't checked out our photos. Hang on, there's a bug that happens. Sometimes in order to see your photos, you need to take another. And there they are. We can even zoom in to get that pixelated Bigfoot vision. But when you're up close and personal like that, there is no denying it. This would absolutely be called shopped, but you know what? I don't care. we can even prove that the Christmas tree really was here, although we don't prove the existence of the gnomes so readily. That was weird. I could have sworn I saw like a box-shaped thing over here. Maybe just artifacting or reflections? It like faded away in front of my eyes. Ow. Where are those glasses? There we are. What I've started to realize about this game is that you just can't do everything in a playthrough, which is cool. For as much time as you have, you do have to prioritize at a certain stage. Last time I kind of put all my eggs into the mining basket, and I feel like this time... maybe it's the snowy weather. It makes me feel like I need to slow it down. Of course, sometimes it feels like this game's not going to let me, but that's part of the appeal. You set the pace, and it tries to mess with your pace. That. This right here. What do we even do about this? I mean, do we call it in as a corpse? Do we assume that it's animal and leave it at that? It's definitely still gooey, despite being out in the freezing cold for what is now at least days. Could try to wrench this thing off, although I'm not quite sure why we'd want to. Anyway, we're on our way to Yankee, which is down. I'm just kind of killing time today. We seemingly just keep having radar pings from this area, but there's never anything here when I arrive. I don't know, this whole place is extremely suspicious. And like, they haven't briefed me on any of the former installations that are here. It's almost like, the weird thing is, they act like they don't know that I'm going to be going around and seeing all of this, but there's no way I wouldn't notice. I mean, it's literally my job to come out here. What do they think I'm going to see when Yankee goes down? Like right now. Even if I weren't curious, I would still be out here sometimes, right? I don't know. There's just a huge disconnect between what they expect me to know and what they expect me to do that I can't quite square. Another skull. And some bones. Well, you know my rule about additional bones, but I'll take the skull. Day 14. Is this thing infinite? I don't know. It keeps going down and down and down, and we have no rope already. At least these yellow metal walls have ridges on them, so we don't have to climb on dry concrete walls. We don't give up. We are going down for answers. I mean, the only thing I can think of would be the hole over that way, but how do you end up here? And furthermore, how do you take notes while you're descending a wall? That's the funny thing about storytelling in this game. Oftentimes, you only get the smallest sliver, and it's not enough to even come to a conclusion. Just something that you look at it and think, how does this come about? It's kind of like the Gary Larson of storytelling. Right, what are we returning with? 72? We left with 87 because we left during the dark, so that's actually not bad at all. And we will probably have a new drive to listen to. There you are. It's an unknown as well, so could be anything. Every time I say this, it's the meme signal. Is it the meme signal? It's the meme signal, wow. I can call it just right off the bat. I'm gonna put some points into ping cooldown just because it's annoying, but man, with this cost scaling, this whole thing has gotten so much more expensive to run. Like, it used to be within the first, week or two, I would have absolutely everything I needed, and the base would be fully upgraded, and it would just be all fun and games from there on out, but that's no longer the case. And I do think that that's for the better, but it's one of the reasons why you do have to make choices on each run what you want to pursue. Look at that, we had one ping disappear and another appear right next to it as soon as we grabbed it. I'd really like to know what your secrets are. Meanwhile, this coal can go downstairs. Oh, some of you have told me that there is a crafting recipe for coal now, that we can actually take the small pieces of coal and put them together to make big coal, and that gives us a better overall return. Actually, there's still a lot in here. We could get a lot more fuel from that, although at this point that's mostly going to be for the lantern. Ooh, we could make more use of the lantern. How's down here going? There's more missing than before. I'm wondering if we should maybe put a camera on here. Meanwhile, we really want to start breaking down a lot more of these boxes. In fact, I was wondering if maybe this could even be the first season where I really make use of this room here. I've always just kind of seen it as wasted space. It doesn't have to be. I'm also gonna, just to get rid of them, I'm gonna grab some of these trash bags that are in here. And we'll get rid of these. It may actually be more worth my while to start bagging these up and sending them out because I don't need all this scrap. I need money. And really, it's just gonna be easier and faster. So I'm gonna see what we've got here. Only 13. This is so much slower than I'm expecting. I'm honestly wondering if it was nerfed. Darwin, you may have lost a buddy, but you've gained a buddy. And isn't that what really matters? We're gonna need some more if we're gonna cover up all these coffee stains. Why does this thing always seem to default back to this one video? There are other ones there. But for now, it seems like we're back to boring. That one other contact. 4 is going to be the normal baseline now because we got another camera. It really is just a symphony during the day, huh? You've got one machine downloading, another processing, your tower's turning, the drone coming and going. Right now I'm just trying to make sure, every time I say, oh yeah, everything's good now, we're established now, I realize there's a million more things I need, and right now at the top of my list is coffee. That's my problem, is I'm sleeping way too much. I need to sleep less. I need to find a way to function without it. Alright, that's all of them. We used 2 rolls of garbage bags. And it hardly made a dent. But, hey, we're gonna get at least some money back, right? You do actually make a profit on these things, unlike the moonshine, which seems counterintuitive to me. I do still need to figure out what we do with the organic trash. But what I want to do right now is make sure that my inventory is as light as possible, because without having a backpack, I need to go do something that is also going to help us make money. Look, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is 100% metaphor knowledge, but I'm doing it anyway, and thankfully the ice makes it a bit easier, or harder, depending on how things go. Nope, this makes things easier. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little bit unconventional, something I didn't even plan to do right now. We're going to bring the ATV right here and get ourselves some pirate's booty. Let's back it onto here. This still may not work. Might still be too far. Jump onto here, take our hook, and put it onto the back of you, and yep. It's not at a convenient angle. Okay. We might have to unload a little by little then. Because this is... We can try to pick it up. The hook helps us a little bit, but it's not enough. We're not getting out of here with this. So tell you what, I'm going to grab one of the 50 MREs that is inside this crate. That's for me. And a whole bunch more. These are also for me. Okay, some of these need to go back in. Now we put all 14 of these MREs in here, and if memory serves, they're actually worth a decent amount on the marketplace. And I think we're just going to spend a lot of this game slowly cannibalizing everything that's in that barrel. So, come on down, drone. I don't understand why you want these so badly. More than moonshine? While you are soon to be done, you are done. Oh yeah, we should be getting a lot of income today. Okay, there's a space bassoon. Sorry, that kind of got drowned out by everything. And you go right in. The actual signal side of things is actually really quite fast now. Alright, what do we get? 400 points! That is insane! This really is Pirate's Booty! Okay, well, we're immediately... Oh, great power comes great responsibility, but I think the sooner we get that coffee machine, the better. And we'll get a bag to go with it. Alright. The rest we'll save for now and see where those points are needed. But in the meantime, we're also going to be sending these out, and those are going to be worth a tremendous amount. Okay, I knew we had at least one of these things left. We're going to have to order some more of these, too. And we need some garage bay lighting. I did that last season, and now it's something I just can't live without. We have received our new toy, and it's just as well, because we have only just recently finished getting all the trash out of here. Well, not all the trash. And okay, good. There is a plug right here, and we'll just kind of keep this right here like so, because it's not like we're really sitting down with a group. There we are. Yep. Thankfully, there's already a bunch of these cups around, so if we want to sleep, we just put one of U's right there, and we put a U up here, and that automatically gets loaded in. Use, And now we've got 30 points on demand whenever we want, 10 per bag. So that is tremendously useful, and it's going to take us a long, long way. Ready to go. And we are ready to go in. Now, there is a drawback. I believe sleep gained from coffee depletes a lot more quickly. So we don't want to use that for everything, because that'll get expensive fast, but hope it's a lot. That's the second time that's happened. Do we see anything? What do we have on radar? Something over there. Well, should I head over? That's always the big question, isn't it? Oh. Our stuff should be on its way out. We're picking up another unknown. The seismic activity in this park is becoming much more of a factor, it seems like. Alright, you know what? We've got stuff going. That's good enough for me. You're getting ready, you're getting ready. If we use this and have a peek, you're all the way over here in the corner. You were at 666D for a second. But you are on the move, and in fact you're on the move quite quickly. I think out here in the dark, we're gonna lose you before anything happens. There's actually a couple of things out here, so maybe you're trying to distract me. Those rumbles from the sky. That's the thing, it sounds to me more like something entering the atmosphere than an actual earthquake, but what do I know? I actually have no idea what this is. What I do know is that we're gonna need some more cameras. We should also grab one of these notebooks we made, because the old one ran out. And if we're gonna be awake for a little while, we just got a ton more points, like 300. We need to start cleaning this place up some more. It just never stops with the cleaning. Do you really want it to? Absolutely filthy. For a break room, for the place where you eat, like just about everywhere else I can sort of understand, this is completely unacceptable. I gotta say, I'm doing the next guy a huge favor. With all the damage to these walls, there's only so much I'm actually going to be able to clean this place. I guess it's better than nothing, and that's already becoming evident. Some of this we can't even clean, including the blood stain under the vending machine of death. They do kill a certain percentage of people every year, a very small percentage, and, well, I guess this is where it happens. The bathroom is definitely another point of interest we're going to want to focus our efforts on. It's just so much debris everywhere. It is such a pain to get all this done while also taking care of your other tasks. But there is a reason for this. It may not apply anymore, but you can clean the sink and the toilet and everything. And I don't know if that makes it work better, but it used to give you points. It might not work if you've already got the achievements for doing so. But making this, like, I hate coming in here and seeing it a wreck. This is progress, I'm sure you'd agree. Not bad at all. Moments to midnight. And God help me, I think I am actually going to buy another GPU. But that's it for now. Beyond that, we have to start investing a lot more, and I'm going to buy a lighter. Part of me thinks I should be getting a big wall light. We need something for the garage bay, but that's not gonna happen for now. I think we've set ourselves up so that we can get a lot of money from our job. Look, there's already one finished, so we can listen to that. And there's our... Blank, blank, and wait, these all say blank, and they're all just from user. Excuse me, I have Norton. This shouldn't be happening. And if we click rapidly between them, you might notice that another character is revealed each time we do this. It says look outside. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna look away from the window. I'm gonna grab this. They're just holding right there. They're just letting me, and at the same time the drone comes. There they are. And that's the shape. That's the ship. They asked for my attention. Hang on, wait. We gotta get outside. Maybe we can say hi. No, I keep switching to all this garbage I picked up. They let us get a good look from the window, but as soon as we step out, they warp out of existence. Either they warped away, or they have cloaking technology. And of the two, which do you think makes more sense? Because, hey, we heard those scampering footsteps, but they were nowhere to be seen, right? They couldn't have gotten away because their ships were there. Unless they never actually left. So what does this tell you? They're aware of us, and they know that we know, and they're being playful about it. Okay, well, Killjoy is going to come join us in here, because I just feel bad about leaving you by the door all this time. It must be cold there. And we are going to get a head start on the day. This game, I'm telling you, is... Even though I've seen a lot of these events before, it is so exciting when you reach those milestones. This is one of those things that I would never have figured out without you guys, and that's why I have no problem just saying it. It was a few seasons ago at this point, too, but yeah, if you look through, like, there's just the occasional revealed character in there, which adds up to look outside, and then you look up, and there the framing couldn't be more perfect. Look, there's even the two trees to create that, like, V shape where it hovers. They planned this. And it's one of those ways where I think this game gives you a glimpse into the personality of the entities. They like toying with us. They have a sense of humor. And even just knowing that is such a they do move in herds moment. And that excitement never really goes away. Okay, you're downloaded. Got to get another one on. It's weird. It's like, you play this game for a while, you're like, oh man, how am I even supposed to keep up with all this? And then you find out a genius way to cheese it, and you're like, okay, now I've got this. But eventually things stack up until the cheesing isn't enough, and you have to more efficiently manage the cheese. We'll tell you what, since we've been on a spree of upgrading our station this entire time, maybe once we get this going, or even if we don't, if I can't find something useful, wow. You know, I head off in the direction of like 18 things and find nothing. Let's increase our ping size, maybe. There's some of these things that I don't really understand. You can go into hints and tips and see what upgrades mean, And these give kind of a more detailed list. But if we look at detector sensitivity, higher levels means bigger updates. We're going to improve detector frequency and sensitivity, so that helps us in some way. We're also going to improve, I think, sensor size just a bit, just to see if that really helps us. Otherwise, filter size. Oh, wait, what does filter size do? I don't know if I've seen that. Make it easier to stop at 100% at the download panel by widening the required range. Is that new? Have I just never read it? I'm not sure. Either way, give me some of that. And there's all our points spent, but you know what? We'll be getting plenty more tomorrow. Oh my. Yep, there's a bunch of things. Really all I can do right now is check the camera to see if we spot anything, but we really don't. Of course, angling upward, always potentially useful now. I thought we had blown our shot, but they have not left us whatsoever. And we're going to bear that in mind as we go forward. Good thing we upgraded that detector speed. It's already picking up something really interesting. Oh, that looks familiar. They're revealing themselves to us much more readily all of a sudden. I like to think that they had planned to toy with me for a lot longer, but those jellyfish showed up and kind of upstaged them, and, well, not to be outdone. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, that's going. Meanwhile, I actually should probably be getting to bed now. Look, we've already got 2 of these things done, 1 more on the way. We are good. But before I go to bed, I do want to finish the last little bit of the new and improved bathroom. While not entirely finished, we still have the issue of these filthy appliances. But all in all, we have vanquished this toxic place. And I am real proud of that. I mean, there's still the matter of the asbestos flurrying down. The sink must be on. The sink doesn't need anything. All in all, though, it's not nearly as terrible as it was, and November and Sierra are very close to each other, so that's useful. How does that coincide with our reports? Whiskey Golf Mike, it kind of doesn't. There is some activity out there, and before I head out for the day, just how did our pictures last night come out? Well, it's not nothing, and I'll take it. Meanwhile, what did they say to us when they appeared again? That's another question. Familiar ceiling pattern. Very familiar ceiling pattern. And apparently them doing their best impression of Mars attacks. Oh god, have they been looking in on our pop culture? Well, let's hope that doesn't indicate their intentions. Right now we are in need of some metal scrap, because I had forgotten to put one of these here and put my GPU on. There we go, and now you'll start working a little faster. But the temperatures are going to get out of control if we don't invest in some other stuff, and that's a while away. Oh, come on. In the meantime, where did I put you? You have no idea how satisfying it is to come back to this thing and see a full tank in the morning. thinking I hear really strange things. And why are these symbols here? Why are we giving radioactive hazard warnings just in the middle of nowhere? That's worse than seeing a big scary mound of some unknown material. I have to say, I am really liking the new save system. It's already paid off for me, and with the way it works, like, we don't have the ability to endlessly stagger our saves like I wanted, but we are allowed the one backup, and even having that is a huge safety net. Because now what I'm doing is I'm making the one backup at the start of every day, and then I'm just saving like normal every subsequent time. And that basically makes it so that no matter how badly things get screwed up, I can always go back to the beginning of the day without having to worry about making sure everything is perfectly fine before I press save. It's just a convenience thing where, I don't feel like I'm locked in as much, where I have to do certain things before I can call it quits. Something I've also been thinking about, those rumbles, or booms, depending on how you interpret it, that we've heard the last couple of nights. Just how far are these aliens willing to go to not be one-upped by the jellyfish? Like, are they willing to escalate this to an apocalyptic event to be like, oh, thought you could ignore us, huh? They wanted to be ignored on their own terms. Kind of like cats. Last one for today is whiskey, and it's a bit of a hike. We've pretty much been all over. It's always an inconvenience when between the ones we need the hash codes from and the ones that need to be repaired, we are just kind of darting back and forth between the different corners. Of course, planning goes a long way, but there's only so far that can go. Some things we may like to check up on while we're in the area. William, knowing you're standing watch over this place is a comfort, I guess? Ooh, wait. Huh, I had never noticed that symbol back there before. Weird symbols all over everything in this game. There's like occult sides to this. And you being praised as some protector. Finding your trophy mounted in that cabin makes me wonder if you didn't lose in the end, or maybe that's part of the deal? Maybe that cabin actually has more to do with what's going on here than we think. I don't know. But while we're in the area, let's doot around a little bit more. Oh, you know what? I bought the lighter, but I haven't picked it up. I gotta see if we can light these things. Well, we know now that there's another one over here. So here's the thing. Maybe we can use the snow to our advantage. Oh, no, I saw it. Come on. I saw it. There we are. Yep. Have I been here this season? I don't think I have. Although I know of one surefire way to tell. Look at this. In the snow, this all stands out all the more. Hang on, don't mind me, just shopping for thumbnails. Burger. I spy a burger. And a note. And a skull. That's it, we have all three. We can cover all three coffee stains now. But what to do with this power? And it is in Latin. And as with every season, I'm going to ask you what it means. But we'll leave you there. Once you're leaned up like that, you look a lot more official as at home. We're hungry, right? We can eat this here and now. Thank you very much. Man, only 25, and a burger costs like 100 credits or something crazy like that now. They used to be a lot more affordable. But whatever this is, it was definitely known to the people taking care of this base now. I mean, look at this. There's fences all around it, And these crates suggest that the place was studied at some point. What could have happened to one of them where they wouldn't even bother to recover the bones? That's actually a recurring theme here. Like, we have fences around this and that weird stone hut at the other end of the base. Why? It's like they're taking a scientific approach to occult studies. Anyway, let's take all that. William the Protector is head mounted on a wall. What does that mean for us? Actually, I'm not sure if it was just like a texturing thing that happened between updates, or if it really is meant to have changed from like a statue head into a real one, and honestly, a more menacing looking one. Maybe we just need to be better than our higher-ups at choosing heroes. The only William the Protector I need is William Joseph Blaskowitz. Of course, one thing I do want to watch out for is that once you become too enamored with efficiency in this game, that does tend to be when you start ignoring the exploring. And so I've made it a point that I want to at least discover like something new in the park each episode. Although I have been focused on the work, it's easy to forget that like a lot has happened. They revealed themselves to us directly. We had some passersby from somewhere else, unless they released those jellyfish as part of the prank. That was the crazy thing, is that like when they're suspended in the air like that, it is a sight that exists entirely on Earth. I mean, we've all seen footage, probably, of jellyfish just kind of glowing and moving around gently in the deep ocean. But when it's happening in our own skies, on that scale here where no one else is around to see it, that's a special sight. Something about the specifics of that sound that always reminds me of Half-Life 2. Well, we've already gotten more than enough to go out for today, and we've got plenty of time to do even more. Honestly, coming in here so soon after the previous season, I'm not used to doing all this stuff manually. You know, I've been thinking, in past seasons, I've taken a pretty Mannequin hostile approach to these guys. I mean, I've always been, at best, indifferent to them, and at worst, actively hostile. So maybe it would be a good idea to, you know, bring them into the fold a little bit, let them be part of the family. I mean, we've already got Melvin working security, and you know how it is, in any good dictatorship, you want the military on side. So, what do you say we actually bring these guys further in? I think we can do something to make our living quarters a little bit more spruced. I was trying to make a wood joke. You know, it just occurred to me I never have moved these curtains. Oops. Sorry, we're doing a little bit of slapstick comedy here. We like to have fun here. Anyways, I don't want to position these things too haphazardly around because it blocks our view, and I don't like that. But somebody boarded up the entrance to the understairs, and it's like they didn't want anybody to know it was here. Oh my god. Oh, you and your burgers. I'll take that. You know you're on a diet. But other than that, you're the only thing here. There's 4 mannequins down here in total. You know, I've never, in all the time I've done this, taken a count. And look, now we've got somebody to stand right here in our bay window, like our trusty first mate. And if we ever get a little bit nervous, feeling the darkness behind us, well, we know that that whole area is well looked after. Somehow I don't feel any safer. But look, that's 4 on each side, so that's 8, 9, 10. There are 10 total mannequins, counting Melvin. Text. In days since last supply arrived. Waiting another something. Damage have fix. And I do not have too many tape and plastic. Do not have something. This not good. Though hope survive when supplies. And from here, completely helpless. I mean, no matter what species they're from, it's impossible not to feel bad about that, right? Someone stranded in space, a sentient being? Oh my god, this thing is down. They always choose the worst possible moments. You know, I feel like I need some help here too. Tear off. And there you go. We need to be quick about this. Oh, I had forgotten you were there. So this whole idea is off to a great start. Meanwhile, though, we do just need to get sleeping. Our work here is done. I just want to make sure that there's something on the pot. The kettle's always got to be on. That's my policy. What do you mean you don't want to sleep? You can sense something. Okay, this is going to be a coffee sort of night, I guess. Well, the only thing to do now is to have a look at the radar. But you've got nothing. You can sense something and you've got nothing? I feel like most of the time it's nothing these days. I'm never gonna get used to you being there. This thing is making excellent progress. Spooky. Sounds spooky. I'm not sure what makes this frequency, but it doesn't sound friendly or good, whatever it was. Actually, I believe contained in that was one of the new vocalizations that we received. But we do have a lot of this stuff now, so that's good. Is it just me, or are the stars extra twinkly tonight? Maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe I'm just looking at the skies more often. Maybe that's just how it is. Hey, at least now when I take a shower, I don't have to do it standing atop a pile of trash. That's always good, right? And yeah, whatever it was, it came and went. Just like everything. Oh, since we're just filling this room up with all kinds of nonsense tonight, I have a third one of you guys. There you go, now you look like a goth girl's earrings. Oh, and we do have our lighter. Why don't we finally enjoy our new toy? Thank you, thematically appropriate TV. Well, the gang's all here. And you know, it may be kind of against the blue theming we had going, but I think it's nice and comfy and cozy, and well, I like it. You know, maybe we are more cut out for this job than we thought. We were overwhelmed at first, but we really whipped this place into shape, didn't we? If anything... Ooh, wait. We got good boy points! Your performance was quite pleasant this week. 500 bonus points to Gryffindor have been sent to your account balance. Awesome! And you know what? That's just motivation to do even better next week. Oh, look at that. It actually does make multiple sub-slots. You can stagger as much as you want. I thought it was just the one backup slot. Okay, well, that is incredibly useful. That actually does work how I was hoping it would. Now that we've got an absolute fortune in the bank. I think we can start actually finally doing stuff for fun. I mean, look, we have plenty for, like, the essentials, and there's still stuff to get. But we can also do things to spruce this place up a little, for real this time, not as a pun. So if we go to the store, we can get the first custom poster. That'll be our second package arriving now. See, we were comfy for a long time, and now we're creepy. I'm fulfilling the series' destiny. I'm still thinking about Four-Eyed Jack's corner. We've got the candle for now, but soon we won't need it. Because if we look in here, oh, there is so much for us. We can take that wall light, turn it on, and we should, actually we need to drop it on the ground and try and get it up. Hang on, how's the best way to do this? Probably it's gonna be to come up here directly and then maybe try and angle it down. I truly don't remember how I did this last season. It's something that I didn't think of until I was looking straight at it. Down here. Right here. How about... Nope. Like that? Okay, that should be good. We don't really have the ability to turn it on and off on command, but it'll work. Now we need to take some of this electronic trash. This really is just the recycling season, but it's because we're putting so much effort into cleanup, and I think it's really starting to pay off even in the course of this episode. Electronic trash? Come on, give me one more. Ah, you there. There we go. And now if we take our use guys, yep, and yep. Oh, hey. Ooh. It's a dark and stormy night. I'm down in Four-Eyed Jack's lair, and there's a mannequin I somehow didn't see before. Alright, well, I suppose you can come hang out. I'm just trying to find all the metal scrap I can. Oddly enough, this is actually reminding me of Open Sewer in a lot of ways for how much I'm relying on this stuff. Here, Melvin, you can have a buddy for a while. This thing is considered electronic trash now. I don't think it used to be. But I'll take it, I guess. It seems like crafting in general is a lot more prevalent now than it used to be. There we are, and now we can make our cooler, which enables us to grab it and make it part of the mining rig. It costs us about 300 if we don't buy anything for the scrapping, but we did rely on local materials, so instead we just had to buy the accumulator batteries, and now our efficiency goes from 10% to 25%. And we are already seeing big gains, especially once we start adding more coolers. It is actually eerie how bare this place looks now, especially without the white of the snow out there, but there's a reason I've allowed the weather to lapse. Also, how weird is it that I can allow the weather to lapse? But we'll talk about that in the morning. For now... Wow, it's so stormy, I didn't realize it actually is morning. So it's not just me, right? That sounds like a thing. Oh, this has drifted so far. Look at this. I accidentally knocked this bed a little closer to mine when I was trying to do something earlier with the light. And now it's like I've got my own little cage I can sleep in. A metal cage inside a concrete cage. You know what they call that? Redundancy. Look at the sun peeking up from behind the trees. That's how you know you made it in a horror movie. with all the scares we've had, we need to make sure that everybody knows not to startle me while I'm at my workstation. So I think we'll put you right here. Not that, this. As you can see, the labels from previous seasons are still in the rotation, but this one is new. Thank you, Atticus Atlas. Let's just pop you in, and you. And look at that. Now this thing is actually going to start generating at a decent rate. There is actually something else I need from under the water if I'm to be successful in this series, if we want to accomplish a task that I really want to do. Problem is, we don't have any diving-related equipment, so this is going to be a little on the dangerous side. But I've already seen my goal. Best way to do this is probably going to be to get right above it. Right? Yeah, it's like I can only dive so deep. Why is this happening? Hang on, I may have just discovered a bit of an exploit. I was able to pratfall, and that caused me to immediately rocket toward the surface using the C key. Okay, apparently for some reason you need the scuba suit to dive deeper now, which is really bizarre. Maybe we can use the hook? This is one of those backup-y moments. Now I can't go down at all. Wait, what? Yep, look at that. Kel's just walking on water now. I can even sprint. What's happening? Why does this stuff always happen to me? Okay, I just did a bunch of things in really short order right there, so maybe we can break that down to figure out what actually causes this bug. But hey, valuable bug report now, right? It's almost like it thinks it's ice. Yep. That seems to just barely work, but I have to really fight against it. In reality, I would 100% drown trying to do this. Alright, so this doesn't work. We need the scuba suit. You know, every update, I check this log to see if there's any reason to get inside. A whole pile of rocks. Ooh. And a burger buried within. See, it's always worth searching for the diamond in the rough. And I am actually really starving right now. There we go. You know, it's funny. It's always said 21 burgers, but I've never actually come close to finding them all, and I swear they keep appearing in new places. Oh well. I'm just curious then, because Dr. Kell has such powers. What would happen if we were to go like that, and then... Okay, it just teleports us to the surface. I think I tried stuff like that last season, but it was kind of at the end where some really crazy stuff was happening, so I didn't pay much attention. While I'm out here, we gotta get Tango, which is down. If I eat this Toblerone... Yes, candy and anything sugary tends to keep you awake in this game. Glad I had that in my pocket, otherwise this would have been a bit of an issue. Well, as a consolation prize, I suppose I might as well grab some more of these MREs for sale. Yep. How many is those? Yeah, I can always hear when it's happening. The strangeness is back again. I still don't quite understand what that sound is supposed to be about, but I get the feeling that I'm not gonna get to sleep for a little while. as well put some coffee on, I guess. You know, I can understand this place being a total pigsty, but what I can't understand is the fact that it doesn't even have the basic slack-off materials, you know? Yep. I've got so many MREs for sale. Get out of here, you guys. The only person who gets to eat stuff off the floor is me. Anything that's in here? Because, like, I can order food if I really need it, right? I'm actually shocked that I haven't ordered a pizza yet. Now, there's something we can do. Right now, I'm just kind of waiting for some things to happen. I'm probably just going to send out what I need for today. But this processing speed, it is the bottleneck. It is the bottleneck, and so here's what I'm thinking. We have our job money coming in, we've got our mining rig actually mining now, and who even knows what we're about to get from selling 23 MREs. So I think as soon as that happens, I'm just going to cash in and just dump it all into making this as good as possible. Hello, what's this? Hang on, what's this? Scroll mode activated. Unfortunately, that still doesn't seem to be working in this build. Connect station, connect system core, connect core, system core access, system reactor connect, reactor disable, core deactivate, temperature false, remove kernel. So something tried just random characters until it figured out English, and then tried to access the systems, mess with the reactor that I guess doesn't exist yet, and then cover its tracks, which did not work. See, I thought it was funny enough that they somehow accessed our email and were able to send English through that, but the fact that they're actually able to connect to the base's systems, or are they? They were invisible and scampered away when I stumbled upon their little picnic. Is it possible that they've actually been inside the base? That picture looking up from outside the window, it's like they were in front of the window. Maybe even while I was here and I had no idea? If they're pulling off stuff that even Krampus couldn't, then should I be worried? That's the real question. 575 points for 23 MREs. These things have been massively buffed, and they're just sending me these things for free every night. Okay, well, here's what's happening now. We are going to cash in our 138 points. Already about halfway to making... Did you hear that? Oh, that sounded like the attack noise. That sounded like somebody took a swing. What's on the radar? Doesn't seem like there's anything out of the ordinary. Okay, you're done. I'm gonna start boxing you guys up, but before I do that, we're gonna go to upgrades, processing speed, and just like that, it is to maximum. It is as fast as it will ever be, and that is an exceptionally early time to get that, but it's gonna pay off big time in the long run. Look at how fast that takes off. Wow, the pizza price has actually, like, quadrupled, which is insane. You know, it's weird to say, but, like, dollars to donuts, this might be the most productive episode of the show ever. We've gotten so much done in the way of cleaning, like several entire rooms up and running. We've discovered so much in the park itself, learned so much about the aliens that are seemingly trying to contact us now, and or sabotage our lives. We'll have to wait and see. And on top of everything, we've really established our ability to make money in a really big hurry. Like, it just seems like we're doing endgame stuff already, you know? Or at least what would have been endgame at my pace. You're finished. You're going to be saved so I can listen to you later. Actually, I have time now. Something was steady and something changed. Just like my work, huh? God, it is going to be so much easier to work out here now that we've got these lights. I wonder if we could actually get it to pick up multiple boxes. But now is not the time to test that idea. In any case, we are starving. And every once in a while, I think it pays to give ourselves a little vacation at work, you know? And that looks absolutely delicious. So let's, what do we do with our lighter? There we go. Thank you. And let's have the first... Well, I'm not going to say it's the first real good food. The stuff we got from the gnomes was pretty good. But this is cuisine. Nom. I'm not actually sure pizza is super worth it now, unless it's got some hidden effects I'm not aware of, but either way, we are definitely ending this episode in a much better and much more enlightened position than when we started. And maybe a bit more tolerant of our neighbors. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. What have we done to ourselves?